So you're a new investor, and you probably know the feeling. You're absolutely drowning in data, headlines, and just opinions. It's so overwhelming. Well, today we're going to fix that. We're going to build a clear, repeatable system to track your investments, but without all the noise and, most importantly, without the panic. All right, let's get into it. And this, right here, is the core idea. Seriously, forget those super complicated spreadsheets and that constant fire hose of information coming at you all day. The goal isn't to track everything, it's to track the right things and to do it in a way that respects your time and, frankly, your sanity.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do that? How do you create a system that really works for you, one that filters out all the junk and leaves you with only what actually matters?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to build your plan, and it's got 3 core parts. First, we'll figure out the essential metrics, the stuff that actually counts. Second, we're going to set up a consistent rhythm, a cadence that's designed to kill that impulse to panic sell. And third, we'll put it all together in one simple dashboard that gives you total clarity.
Okay, first up, let's separate the signal from the noise. This is absolutely crucial. We need to zero in on the very few metrics that really tell us if a business is creating value for us as owners.
I want you to think of this as your new mental filter. From now on, for every piece of data or news you see, ask yourself this one simple question. Does this actually change the company's cash flow, its margins, or my ownership stake? If the answer is no, it's probably just trivia. You can ignore it.
Speaking of cash flow, let's start at the absolute top of the pyramid, free cash flow per share. Just think of this like a company's take-home pay. After it's paid all its bills and reinvested whatever it needs to keep growing, how much cold, hard cash is left for each share? That number? That's the lifeblood of the business. It's what we, as owners, ultimately care about most.
So this right here, this is your 80-20 list. These are the few metrics that do almost all of the heavy lifting. Now notice we're tracking revenue and cash flow per share. Why? Because that tells you if your personal slice of the pie is actually getting bigger. We watch the diluted share count to see if our ownership is getting watered down. We check stock-based comp to make sure it's not getting out of hand. Gross margin tells us about profitability. And leverage or cash runway, that tells us if the company can survive a tough patch. And finally, you pick just one key operating metric that's unique to that business. That's it. This is your entire focus toolkit.
Okay, so we've got our metrics. We know what to track. But honestly, that's only half the battle, right? Data without a system is just more noise. The other half of this is when you look at it. So that brings us to part 2, finding your rhythm.
Just think about it for a second. Checking your portfolio randomly, especially when the market dips and you get that nervous feeling, that's a recipe for emotional decisions. We've all been there. But checking it on a set schedule, a cadence, that puts you in control. That's how you turn all that raw data into actual usable insight.
And look, this cadence, it's not some crazy time commitment. It's actually super manageable. It's a simple 3-beat rhythm. Just 15 minutes once a week, 45 minutes once a month, and then a 90-minute deep dive each quarter, right after the company reports its earnings. This is a system that's totally sustainable and actually fits into a busy life.
Now, that weekly check-in, you have to be super disciplined here. It's really quick. You update the price, but only to stay aware of what's happening, not to trade. Then you do a quick scan for any thesis breakers. I'm talking about news so big, it completely shatters your original reason for owning the stock. If you find nothing, close the laptop. Seriously, hands off. All right, last piece of the puzzle. We have the what, our metrics. We have the when, our rhythm. Now we just need the where. We need a place to put all this together. This is your command center, your one-page scoreboard.
And the goal for this scoreboard is just dead simple. It has to be on one single page. And the rule for what goes on it is even simpler. If a metric never, ever helps you make an actual decision, it's clutter. Get rid of it.
So, what actually goes into the columns of this dashboard? Well, no surprises here. We start with our core 80-20 metrics: revenue per share, cash flow per share, share count, and so on. But then we add 2 really crucial columns: a simple green, amber, or red flag for a super quick at-a-glance health check, and a notes section. This is for your analysis. This is where the story of your investment really comes to life.
And this is what it looks like when you put it all together. See how clean that is? It's simple, and it's all on one page. Each row is a company you own, and each quarter you just pop in the new data. And you know what happens? All of a sudden, the trends just start to pop out at you,
right there in front of you. No more digging through a dozen old reports. This becomes your single source of truth.
Now, that flag column we talked about, think of it as your mental shortcut. You just create a really simple system. A green flag means the business is humming along, performing as you expected or even better. Per share numbers are going up, margins are healthy. A red flag is a warning sign. Per share metrics are falling. Maybe the company just cut its forecast. This lets you see the health of your entire portfolio in a single glance.
So let's just step back for a second. What have we actually built here? This isn't just a collection of tips, right? It's a complete operating system for managing your investments. It's a whole new framework for thinking, for acting, and maybe most importantly, for not acting.
So here's your final checklist. This is what you've put together. You've selected your core 80-20 metrics to focus only on the signal. Check. You've built a one-page dashboard to track them all in one place. Check. You've blocked off time on your calendar to create a calm, consistent rhythm. Check. And if you add in a simple rule, like the 24-hour cooldown period after earnings, you've got a complete, bulletproof path to disciplined investing.
Okay, so I'm going to leave you with a little bit of homework. Pick one company you own or that you follow. Now, beyond all the standard financials, what is the one operating KPI, the one business metric that truly drives its success? Is it daily active users? Is it revenue per customer? Is it units shipped? Because once you can answer that question, that's when you really start to cut through the noise and think like a true owner. And that's how you build an investment plan that actually lasts.